Times Square is in mid-Manhattan, formed by the intersection of 7th Avenue, 42nd Street, and Broadway to the 6th and 8th Avenue to the east and west, and by 40th and 53rd Street to the south and north, respectively. Renamed in 1904 for the New York Times, which opened its new office, Times Square receives over 50 million visitors annually. Over 330,000 passerby on a daily basis and over 40,000 passer on busy days. Times Square is one of the busiest pedestrian intersections and a major center of the world's entertainment industry, which is a cultural hub full of street entertainers like the cowboy, half-naked street dancers, theaters, music halls, upscales, and large, well-illuminated billboards. The places of importance around Times Square are Madame Tussauds, New York, Ripley's Believe It or Not, Gulliver's Gate, the Wright Wax Museum, Ocean Odyssey, and more. You also have the ABC's Times Square studio. You have big stores like H&M, Skechers. You can also eat out in McDonald's, Hard Rock Cafe, Junior, and other eat-outs. Thousands of people gather every year for the Times Square ball drop from the roof of one Times Square every year, every New Year Eve. The Times Square has the following subway services. You have the 1, 2, 3, 7, A, C, E, N, Q, R, W, and S trains. The Port Authority, which is the nation's largest bus terminal for interstate travels, is also in Times Square from 8th Avenue between 40th Street to 42nd Street and 9th Avenue by 40th to 42nd Street. The tour buses are also in the Times Square. It is an all-day bubbling affair in Times Square. You can take pictures, sit out in Times Square, and have as much fun as you want. Rockefeller Center is a complex of 19 commercial buildings in Midtown Manhattan, covering over 22 acres between 48th and 54th Street on 5th to 6th Avenue. It also has an observatory named Top of the Rock with an ocean liner style design that offers breathtaking 360-degree views of New York's iconic landmarks from its 70 floors. You also have the Christmas tree, which is illuminated every year and receives over 125 million visitors. The Rockefeller Center also have an ice skating, music hall, art decorations, NBC studios, the Radio City, stores, and more. St. Patrick's Cathedral. The St. Patrick's Cathedral is a beautiful architectural Catholic cathedral situated on the 5th Avenue, Midtown Manhattan, New York City. It extends to a whole block on 5th Avenue and Madison Avenue, 50th Street and 54th Street, and situated directly opposite the Rockefeller Center on 5th Avenue. 5th Avenue, also known as Millionaire's Row, is a major road in Manhattan that stretches north from Washington Square Park in Greenwich Village to West 143rd Street in Harlem. It is one of the world's most expensive and best shopping streets, with big designer stores like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Valentino, Bergdorf Goodman, Armani, Apples, Saks, 5th Avenue, and you also have Trump's Towers and more on 5th Avenue. Madison Square is considered the most famous multipurpose arena in the world, located between 7th and 8th Avenue from 31st to 33rd Street atop of the Pennsylvania Station. Opened in February 11, 1968, with a capacity of 20,789 seats, a field size of 820,000 square feet, known for its place in the history of big boxing, fights, and other sporting events, concerts, ice shows, stand-up comedians, entertainment, NBA arena, and more. Empire State Building is said to be the world's most famous office building and has its own zip code 10118, located at Manhattan between 5th and 6th Avenue and 34th and 35th Street, with 1,454 feet high. It was the world's tallest building from 1931 to 1972. Built within 410 days with about 3,400 men at work daily, the building was created during a race to create the world's tallest building that will beat the Eiffel Towers. You can visit the observatory deck to have a tour of the building to see the city. There has been over 30 suicidal attempts reported at the Empire State Building. The vessel is an interactive sculpture and tourist attraction forming part of the Austin Yard's redevelopment project, situated in the Austin Yard, Manhattan, New York City. The elaborate honeycomb-like structure was opened in March 15, 2019, and has 16 floors, 80 landings, 154 intricately interconnecting stairs, about 2,500 individual steps, and is about 150 feet in height. You can have a good view of the city and the Austin Yard by climbing the stairs or using the elevator. The ticket is free at early hours with advance reservations, $10 for adults and $5 for kids later in the day. The vessel is indefinitely closed to the public following a series of suicides at the venue. Grand Central Station is a commuter rail terminal located at 89 East 42nd Street by Park Avenue at Midtown Manhattan, New York City. It is situated on about 49 acres and has 44 platforms and 67 tracks on 2 levels. This magnificent landmark is a retail and dining destination as well as the home of the MTA Metro North Railroad and a subway station serving the 4, 5, 6, 7, and S subway lines. It is considered to be the world's largest train station in terms of number of platforms and area occupied. On average, more than 750,000 people pass through the terminal and an estimated 10,000 people come to have lunch without ever stepping on a train. The Flatiron Building is situated on Broadway, 5th Avenue, and 22nd and 23rd Streets. It was one of New York's first skyscrapers completed in 1902. It is a triangular-shaped building and popular among photographers. It is also popular with the Spider-Man movie. The Brooklyn Bridge is a hybrid cable-stayed suspension bridge spanning the East River between the City Hall Park side of Manhattan and Brooklyn. The size of the bridge is 1,595.5 feet long, 272 feet in height, and 85 feet in width. It has 6 lanes of roadway, pedestrian, and bicycle lanes. It takes about 60 minutes to walk through the bridge and about 25 minutes to commute. Upon its completion in 1883, it became the first roadway to connect Manhattan and Brooklyn, which were then separate cities. Brooklyn became part of New York City in 1898. The Brooklyn Bridge was the longest suspension bridge. The Brooklyn Bridge has been designated a National Historic Landmark, a New York City Landmark, and a National Historic Civil Engineering Landmark. The beauty of New York City is well appreciated when you stand on the Brooklyn Bridge at late evening and look into well-illuminated Manhattan. The Manhattan Bridge is a suspension bridge that crosses the East River, connecting the lower Manhattan at Canal Street with downtown Brooklyn at the Flatbush Avenue extension in New York City. The bridge has a main span of 1,480 feet long, with the suspension cables at 3,224 feet long, width 120 feet, height 336 feet, and total length of 6,855 feet. It has 7 lanes of roadway, 4 tracks of the B, D, Q, and N trains, bicycle, and pedestrian pathway. Opened on December 31, 1909, the bridge is the last of the 3 bridges constructed to connect Manhattan to Brooklyn. The original World Trade Center was a large commercial complex of 7 buildings in the financial district of Lower Manhattan, New York City. The complex was opened in April 4, 1973, but destroyed in September 2001 during the attack. The Twin Towers were the world's tallest building at the time of their completion. The complex was rebuilt with 6 skyscrapers and several other buildings. The new skyscraper is located on the northwest corner of the 16-acre World Trade Center site on the site of the original complex. The building is bounded by West Street to the west, Vesey Street to the north, Fulton Street to the south, and Washington Street to the east. At the top of the One World Trade Center is the One World Observatory on floors 100 to 102. At floor 101 is One Dine, an upscale restaurant. The Memorial and Museum is also open as part of the new complex. The Memorial and Museum is a tribute to all those killed in the 9/11 2001 terrorist attack and February 26, 1993. Those who risked their lives to save others through remembrance and exhibition. The memorial is made up of 2 reflecting pools built at the foot of the original Twin Towers. Names of victims are inscribed on the walls of the pool. The museum is an institution that documents all the events and aftermath of the September 11 attack. The Statue of Liberty depicted a woman holding a torch in her right hand raised and a tablet in her left hand, which depicts democracy, justice, and freedom. It was a gift to US by France as a mark of friendship to mark the end of the American Civil War and to commemorate the American independence, with July 4th, 1776 engraved on the tablet. The 305-feet statue, including its pedestal, was completed in 1885, was officially opened on October 28, 1886 by President Grover Cleveland on a small island in Upper New York Bay between Staten Island and Manhattan, now known as the Liberty Island. Central Park is an urban park of approximately 843 acres, which stretches from the Upper West to the Upper East, that is 59th Street to 110th Street and 5th Avenue, and Central Park West, New York City. It is the 5th largest park in New York City with an estimated annual visitor of 42 million visitors as of 2016. Being the most visited urban park in the US, it is also the most filmed location in the world. It consists of green meadows, to sprawling waters, gardens, unique bridges, music performers, zoo, horse carriages, and more. Depending on what area of the park you are visiting, you can use the subway line A, B, C, D, 2, 3, N, R, W, F, Q. There are also several bus services around the park. Yankee Stadium is a baseball park located in Bronx, New York City at East 164th Street and River Avenue on a 24-acre, formerly Malcolm's Dam Park site. It is the home field for the popular New York Yankees and the New York City FC and hosts the annual Pinstripe Bowl game. The stadium also hosts additional events like college football games, soccer matches, 2 outdoor NHL games, and big concerts. Built in 2009, the stadium replaced the original Yankee Stadium and is the second largest stadium in Major League Baseball by seating capacity. The Barclays Center is a multipurpose indoor arena opened in September 2012 at 620 Atlantic Avenue, Brooklyn, New York City. The arena is home to the Brooklyn Nets and the New York Liberty. It also hosts sporting and other entertainment events. The Barclays Center has an underground subway service with the 2, 3, 4, 5 B, D, N, Q, R, and W trains.